So dear students, I welcome you all in this session, and today we are going to talk about the president, that is the important topic of parliament. Okay, as I have told you earlier that there are three parts of parliament. Okay, there are three parts of parliament. I have told you earlier. Who are these? Tell me everyone. Who are the parts of parliament? Rajya Sabha. Okay. राज्यसभा, लोकसभा, लोकसभा and president, as I have told you earlier. Okay, in the previous videos we have talked about this. We have discussed about the composition of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. We have talked about the election of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, the number of maximum number of the members of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Here we will discuss about the president, who is the chief of the country, who is the nominal head of the country. We will see about president in details. We will see eligibility of the president, term of office of the president, impeachment on president, and the very much important topic, powers of the president. So stay with me and watch the video and let you know about the president of India. Okay. In Indian Constitution, in article number 79, I have told you that there is the provision of parliament. In article number 80, there is the provision of Rajya Sabha. In article number 81, there is the provision of Lok Sabha. And in article number 52, there is the provision of president. In this way, you can learn it that 79 is equals to 80 plus 81 plus 52. Is that clear? This is the code by which you can learn it. Parliament stands for the Rajya Sabha, the Lok Sabha, and the president. Okay? So this is the code by which you can learn it. Now coming toward the president. You should know about it. President is the nominal head of the country. What? President is the nominal head of the country. He is the first citizen of India. Okay. The president, you may write over here, is the president. The president is the head of state or country, you can say. Okay, we will write here country, head of country. He is the first citizen of, country. Okay, he is the first citizen of country. And the most important thing that you have to write over here, article number 52 of the Constitution says that, article number 52 of the Constitution says that there shall be a, what? There shall be a president of India. Okay, where there shall be a president of India. Is that clear? बात समझ में आ गई सभी को? भारतीय संविधान का अनुच्छेद 52 ये कहता है कि भारत का एक राष्ट्रपति होगा और साथ ही साथ में वह भारत का प्रथम नागरिक होगा और वह भारत का यानी कि कंट्री का क्या होगा? हेड होगा, मुखिया होगा. इज दैट क्लियर? Now the terms comes of the eligibility. To becoming the president of India or to be elected as the president of India, you have to the following eligibilities. You may write over here the eligibility. Okay, What are the eligibilities? You may note here over here. First of all, you must have completed the age of 35 years. 35 साल की अवस्था होनी चाहिए सबसे पहली बात. सेकेंड थिंग, मस्ट बी सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया. ओके, मस्ट बी सिटीजन ऑफ India. 2 points of very much importance. First of all, you must have attained the age of 35 years. Second one is you must be the citizen of India. Okay. Now moving toward the next point. One must not hold the office of profit under the Constitution. Okay. One must not hold the office of profit under the Constitution, you can say, or you can also say under the union or state government. Okay, so third eligibility is that one must not hold the office of profit under यूनियन और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट क्या बताया गया, हमने क्या बताया आपको. देखिए, हमने बात करी राष्ट्रपति बनने की योग्यता के बारे में. राष्ट्रपति बनने के लिए क्या क्या योग्यता होनी चाहिए आपके पास में. सबसे पहले सर्वप्रथम यू मस्ट हैव कंप्लीटेड द एज ऑफ 35 ईयर्स. सबसे पहले क्या होना चाहिए, आपकी जो अवस्था है, एज है, वो 35 साल की हो चुकी हो, आप भारत के नागरिक हो, एंड यू मस्ट नॉट होल्ड द ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट अंडर द यूनियन और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है, कोई लाभ का पद धारण ना करता हो कोई भी व्यक्ति, मतलब वो कोई किसी संवैधानिक पद पर आसीन ना हो, ऐसा भी होना चाहिए. ओके, सो दीज आर द एलिजिबिलिटी टू बिकम ए प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. एंड द लास्ट थिंग इज यू मस्ट हैव द एलिजिबिलिटी और yes, you must have the eligibility of being elected as the member of either house of the parliament. Okay, one must have the eligibility of being elected as the member of either house of the पार्लियामेंट. किस हाइदर हाउस नहीं, मीन्स राज्यसभा का स्पेशली, क्योंकि आपकी जो एज होनी चाहिए वो 35 ईयर्स होनी चाहिए. एंड आई हैव टोल्ड यू अर्लियर द मिनिमम एज टू बी इलेक्टेड एज द मेंबर ऑफ राज्यसभा इज ऑफ 30 ईयर्स, एंड देन आफ्टर यू मस्ट हैव टू कंप्लीट द एज ऑफ 35. आपकी 35 साल की अवस्था भी होनी चाहिए, तभी आप राष्ट्रपति पद के लिए चुनाव लड़ सकते हैं. ओके, सो यू मस्ट हैव द एलिजिबिलिटी ऑफ बिकमिंग द मेंबर ऑफ आइदर हाउस ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट. ओके, and the last topic, that is have you noted this point? You must be registered. One more point you have to note over here. Okay, I have no space, so I was thinking to erase it. I am erasing this point. Okay, so you must have registered in the voter list. ये भी होना चाहिए कि आप जो वोटर लिस्ट है उसमें आपका नाम मेंशन हो. सो दीज आर द एलिजिबिलिटीज ऑफ बिकमिंग ए प्रेसिडेंट. ओके, नाउ कमिंग टुवर्ड द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, द टर्म ऑफ ऑफिस. सो अबाउट द टर्म ऑफ ऑफिस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट इज ऑफ 5 years. ओके, फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ इलेक्शन. ओके, from the date of oath taking, not election. Where is the duster? So should I erase all this point? I hope you all have noted. क्या क्या हमने बताया, एलिजिबिलिटी में बताया हमने कि उसके पास वो वोटर लिस्ट में मेंशन होनी चाहिए, 35 साल की एज को उसने क्लियर कर लिया हो, कंप्लीट कर लिया हो, भारत का नागरिक हो, कंपलसरी है, और साथ ही साथ में उसके पास में कोई ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट ना हो. ठीक है, किसी भी सरकार के अंडर में, चाहे वो यूनियन गवर्नमेंट या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हो, और साथ ही साथ में उसकी जो एलिजिबिलिटी होनी चाहिए, किसी भी हाउस का वो मेंबर चुना जा सके. ये सारी चीज़ें उसके साथ में होनी चाहिए, तो फिर राष्ट्रपति के लिए चुनाव लड़ सकता है. ओके, नाउ द टर्न्स कम that we should discuss about the impeachment process, the removal of the president. Okay, how the president can be removed from its post or status. Okay, so here we will see term of office. You have to remember from the date of taking oath, the president remains up to the next president is elected and take the oath. ओके मीन्स जब से वो शपथ ग्रहण कर लेता है राष्ट्रपति, तब से लेकर के जब तक नया राष्ट्रपति का चुनाव हो नहीं जाता और वो शपथ ग्रहण नहीं कर लेता, उस काल तक ये राष्ट्रपति अपने पद पर बना रहता है। और साथ ही साथ में एक और भी आपको चीज़ जाननी चाहिए, यू मस्ट नो दैट द ओथ इज बीइंग टेकन इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया। ओके, नाउ मूविंग टुवर्ड द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, दैट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ इम्पीचमेंट। ओके, process of impeachment. This is the process by using which a president can be removed from his position, from his status. Okay, impeachment is the process by which president can be removed. Okay, can be removed. Is that clear? Impeachment is the process by which president can be removed from its status. Okay, now coming toward the next point, that is the powers of the president. So there are following powers of the president, you will note with me, and we will discuss about all them together. Note down, this is the most important topic, powers of the president. Okay, there are the powers of the president as I am telling you. legislative power of president, executive power of president, okay, executive power, judicial power of president, okay, defense power of president, okay, and emergency power of president, okay, emergency power of president, and so these are the powers I have told you here, that what are the powers of the president. One power is more, you should know about it, veto power. Okay, veto power. So these are the powers of the president. Okay, so these are the powers of the president. See here, first of all the legislative power of the president. Okay, थोड़ी देर पास करो, पास the video for a while. Okay, so here we will see the powers of the president. Okay, so see here, first of all the legislative power. You should know that none of the bill passed by the parliament could make the law unless the president give his acceptance to that bill. अगर लोकसभा राज्यसभा ने कोई बिल पास कर दिया हो, जब तक प्रेसिडेंट उस पर अपनी एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं देगा तब तक वो लॉ नहीं बनेगा. Is that clear? So this is the legislative power of the president. One more power, president can summon or prorogue the joint session of the both houses. Okay, joint session of the both houses. And third point is, president can dissolve the Lok Sabha even before the expiry. ओके क्या क्या हमने बताया आपको, लेजिस्लेटिव पावर में बाय द लेजिस्लेटिव पावर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट, प्रेसिडेंट कैन व्हाट कैन, प्रेसिडेंट कैन call the joint session or prorogue the joint session of the parliament. Okay, president can dissolve the Lok Sabha before its expiry, and also if any of the bill is not accepted by the president, it could not be treated as the law. जब तक president उस पर अपनी acceptance नहीं देगा तब तक हम उसको law नहीं बोलेंगे, उसको हम नियम नहीं बोलेंगे. Okay, so you may write over here in the legislative power of the president. Okay, in the legislative power of the president, first of all bill passed by the both houses, okay, both houses takes the form of rule when it is accepted by the president. Is that clear? Accepted by president. Is that clear? जब प्रेसिडेंट इनको एक्सेप्ट कर लेता है तभी वो बिल क्या बनता है, रूल या लॉ बन रहा होता है. सेकेंड पॉइंट, President can call the or summon and prorogue. President can summon and prorogue. Okay. The joint session of the parliament. Is that clear? And president can dissolve the Lok Sabha before its expiry. Expiry means before completing the term of office. Is that clear? What I have told you, see here, any bill passed by the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or both the houses could not be treated as the law or rule unless accepted by the president. जब तक प्रेसिडेंट उस पर अपनी एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं देता था तब तक आप उसको रूल या लॉ नहीं बोल सकते हैं. ओके, सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट लेजिस्लेटिव पावर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट. सेकेंड, प्रेसिडेंट कैन समन मीन्स बुला सकता है, प्रोरोग मीन्स भंग कर सकता है द ज्वाइंट सेशन ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट. ओके, लास्ट पॉइंट, प्रेसिडेंट कैन डिसॉल्व द लोक सभा बिफोर इट्स एक्सपायरी. लोकसभा की एक्सपायरी के पहले मीन्स बिफोर कंप्लीशन ऑफ द term of office of Lok Sabha, president can dissolve it. Is that clear? Now coming to the executive power of the president. Executive power of the president says that, first of all you should know about the article number 53. Okay, article number 53 says that the executive power of the councils of minister will be vested in the hands of the president. Okay, or in this way you can learn it. The executive power will be of the union will be vested in the hands of the president. क्या क्या हमने बताया? The executive power of the president, executive power of the union will be vested in the hands of president. Okay, so you may write over here, according to article 53, according to article 53 of the constitution, the executive power of the union, executive power of union will be vested in the hands of whom? President. Is that clear? In the hands of president. क्या होगा? जो एग्जीक्यूटिव मीन्स पावर होगी, जो कार्यपालिक शक्ति होगी वो प्रेसिडेंट के हाथ में होगी. ऐसा कौन बोलता है? आर्टिकल नंबर 53 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. ओके, एंड यूजिंग द एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर प्रेसिडेंट कैन अपॉइंट, किसको किसको अपॉइंट कर सकता है? काउंट एवरीवन. चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया, चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ हाई कोर्ट्स, ओके, एंड governor of every states, lieutenant governors of the union territories. Then after CAG, Contemporary and Attorney General of India, Chief Election Commissioner of India, okay, and the presiding officers of the UPSC, okay. So these are the members are being appointed by President using the executive power, okay, and also President nominates and appoints 12 members in the Rajya Sabha from different sectors like science, art, education, sports, okay, and 2 Anglo-Indians are appointed by the President in the Lok Sabha. So this is the executive power of President. Okay, once more I am telling you, you may write over here. Using executive power, President appoints Chief Justice of India. Using executive power, President appoints Chief Justice of India, Chief Justice of High Courts, okay, Chief Justice of High Courts, CAG, Contemporary and Attorney General of India, CEC, Chief Election Commissioner of India, Presiding Officers, Presiding Officer of UPSC, okay, Officer of UPSC, is that clear? And also the governors of the different state, governors of the different states are being appointed by the President. Is that clear? Now coming to the judicial power, say here, using judicial power, President can respite, revive, okay, reprieve, remit or commute the punishments of the criminals, okay. क्या क्या वो रेस्पाइट कर सकता है, रिवाइव कर सकता है, कम्यूट कर सकता है या पार्डन कर सकता है. सिंपली यू कैन से President can pardon any of the person who has been subject to the guilty by the court of India, by the Supreme Court or High Court of India. ओके, यहाँ पर क्या हो सकता है कि वह अपने जुडिशियल पावर का यूज करके किसी भी व्यक्ति को क्षमादान कर सकता है, पार्डन कर सकता है, यद्यपि वह क्या है, वह किसी भी कोर्ट के द्वारा, भारत की किसी भी कोर्ट के द्वारा उसको अपराधी घोषित किया जा चुका है. इज दैट क्लियर? सो जुडिशियल पावर ऑफ इंडिया प्रोवाइड्स द पार्डन पावर टू एनी ऑफ द क्रिमिनल. ओके, पार्डन पावर, क्षमादान की शक्ति बोलते हैं इसको हम. वह किसी को पार्डन कर सकता है, रिस्पाइट कर सकता है, रिवाइव कर सकता है, कम्यूट कर सकता है, मतलब उसके अपराध में, उसके जो भी दंड है, उसकी जो पनिशमेंट है उसमें वो कमी कर सकता है. इट कैन कम्यूट द पावर पनिशमेंट, ओके, और इट कैन he can pardon the guilty. Okay, now the next topic, that is the defense power of the president. You may write over here, defense power. You know, president is the supreme commander of all three forces, that is the Air Force of India, AIF, okay, Indian military, Indian army, okay, and the Indian navy. Okay, Indian navy, Indian army and Indian air force. President is the supreme commander of all three forces. So this is the defense power of the president. Now coming towards the emergency power, there is the provision of 3 emergencies of the president. See here, emergency power. President can impose national emergency, president rule, okay, and financial emergency. You should be very clear about it. The emergency powers of the president: national emergency, article number 352, president rule, article number 356, financial emergency, article number 360. Is that clear? In Indian constitution there is the provision of national emergency imposed by the president of India according to Article 352. President rule in the any state or any part of the country according to Article 356, and financial emergency according to Article number 360. इनके तहत क्या होता है? You have to just listen it, no need to write. Okay, you have to know about it. Using this emergency power, President can impose national emergency over any part or over the whole country. Okay, मीन्स वह देश के किसी एक हिस्से पर या देश के पूरे हिस्से पर क्या कर सकता है? नेशनल इमरजेंसी लगा सकता है. इज दैट क्लियर? प्रेसिडेंट कैन इम्पोज emergency over any part or the whole country. Okay, president rule can be imposed in the state. President rule can be imposed in the state if president find that there is the constitutional failure in the state. क्या होता है? अगर कभी किसी स्टेट में ऐसा हो जाए कि राष्ट्रपति को ये लगने लग जाए कि वहाँ पर क्या है? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल फेलियर है, वहाँ की गवर्नमेंट ठीक तरीके से काम नहीं कर पा रही है, तो वहाँ पर क्या होता है? प्रेसिडेंट रूल लग जाता है. इज दैट क्लियर? नेशनल इमरजेंसी को इम्पोज किया सकता है प्रेसिडेंट के दौरान. प्रेसिडेंट कैन इम्पोज द नेशनल इमरजेंसी इफ देयर इज द थ्रेट ऑफ द एक्सटर्नल अटैक. ओके, एक्सटर्नल अटैक, अगर क्या हो, कहीं बाह्य आक्रमण की कोई समस्या हो जाए. ओके, एक्सटर्नल अटैक, फॉरेन अटैक यू कैन राइट ओवर हियर. देयर इज द concept of foreign attack, then president can impose the national emergency. Okay, and here the cause of the president rule is the constitutional failure. Okay, constitutional failure. Is that clear? Constitutional failure. And the cause of the financial emergency that president can impose is if there is the problem of money in the country. Okay, if there is the problem of treasure in the country, then president of India using these powers can impose financial emergency, or it can impose the president rule, or there is the provision of national emergency. Is that clear? So I hope you all have get the points very well. Now in the next session we will see about the prime minister, working of prime minister. We will see about the councils of ministers. Is that clear? Yes. What happened? Veto power. Oh, yes, there is a veto power is remaining. So let you know, veto power is the power provided to the president of India that he can stop any of the bill passed by the president, passed by the either house of the parliament or both the houses of the parliament. क्या होता है? अगर पार्लियामेंट ने किसी भी बिल को पास कर दिया है, ओके, इफ एनी ऑफ द बिल हैज बीन पास्ड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया, सॉरी, पास्ड बाय द पार्लियामेंट, देन प्रेसिडेंट हैज द पावर टू स्टॉप दैट बिल. इसका मतलब क्या हो? वीटो का मतलब ये होता है टू स्टॉप. क्या करना? स्टॉप कर देना, रोक देना. सो इफ द बोथ द हाउसेस ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट हैव पास्ड एनी बिल, then it will come to the president for its acceptance. Okay, but president has the power to stop that bill. Okay, वो उसको stop कर सकता है. इसको हम उसकी veto power बोलते हैं. Is that clear? And there are different types of veto power given to the president, like suspensory veto, pocket veto. Okay, so there is no need to discuss over here because it's not for your level. I will discuss this in the part of the 11th class. Okay, when we will talk about the executive in 11th class constitution. Okay, constitution of India, then we will see all these things there in details. Okay, thanks for watching the video. I hope you all have get the points very well. Okay, and wait for the next session that will comprise of the councils of minister and the prime minister of India and their working. Thanks for watching.